The Big Voice. KWTN 100.9 FM. Nebraska. The official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe.
Hey, KWTN 100.9 FM, the Big Voice Radio is on the air. We are going to start our show called Winnebago Talks, and we want to say thank you to everybody that's going to be tuning in. We have a lot of great information to distribute here today, and I want to introduce a lady that has come a long ways from being the office manager to really helping out with the radio station, and now she's the Winnebago Indian News editor. DJ Bethani, known as Bethani Redhorn, how are you doing on a Tuesday?
I am feeling very lovely.
How do you say Tuesday?
Hump Hinubaha J.
Yes.
It's Tuesday.
I love it, man. I love it. And eventually, one of the challenges as we're going to head in and close out the chapter of 2025, we're going to start 2026. There are, in today's world, we have a lot to be thankful for, but
yes.
We recognize, 2026, business, all this and that and stuff. I know that there's traditions on when we recognize the new year. That's pretty interesting. But nonetheless, I wanted to say that just a reflection on some of the things that we got going on here. It's a pretty exciting time for the Winnebago Tribe, and it's a pretty exciting time for us as communications. We have a lot of momentum going into the new year. I want to recap some of the live stream initiatives that we've been doing. Also, we have some updates that are coming out by way of Tribal Council, because there was a notice that was posted yesterday about their live streams. And so we'll be discussing that. If you guys want to find out more information and stuff, stay tuned. But real quick, I know that we have some general announcements that we want to do and some events upcoming here. So if you guys want to get out your calendars, we'll discuss them and we're going to go through them, and then we can get in depth on what we're talking about. So starting tonight, this evening, right here in Winnebago, what do we have?
We have some Ho Chunk Bingo. And so real quick, I'm going to bring that up here. So I have it right here. And so we have Ho Chunk Bingo, which is going to be hosted by Ho Chunk Renaissance. And so that's going to be here today, December 16th, 6 to 8 p.m. at the Whirling Thunder Wellness Center. There's going to be games, food, prizes, and face painting.
Nice. Now, you don't have to be a person that knows all the language. In fact, it's a really creative way. If you've never been down to Ho Chunk Bingo, we invite you down, because let them know how much it costs to get in.
Oh, it's free $99.
It's free event. It's community. And then it's not, if you go over to Winnebago and stuff, I had an announcement too about Winnebago coming up here. But if you are not of age to play bingo, it's a family event. And I sit there and listen. I'm starting to learn the colors. Nice. And they do a little challenge after a while, because they play so many games. that at the last one, they'll say the Ho-Chunk word, and then they'll translate it, right? So if you don't know the Ho-Chunk word, then eventually you're going to be like, but I found myself like, hey, that one is silver, or that one is purple in my mind. So in my 44 years of age, you know, I'm starting to catch some of those words, and then eventually we're going to put them together, and it's a really creative way. So grab your family members, come on down. They always have food, all right? So you don't have to worry about food or anything like that. They have snacks. Face painting is a huge hit. The artisans that do that, they do a wonderful job, and the kids just love it. I think it's like therapeutic for them, you know, and then they come up and this is like, wow, that they do a wonderful job. It is amazing. So Ho-Chunk Bingo coming up. Now, anything else you want to add to that for that?
I just think everybody should come on out if you're looking for some family fun. And from the pictures I've seen, I have yet to attend a Ho-Chunk Bingo.
Bro, you coming tonight?
I know, I want to.
Are you gonna come?
I want to.
You can set up your own table. You can sign autographs. I'm always going to tell that story, man. That one time we were at a conference, a national native conference and stuff, and we were sitting there, we were setting up for a live stream, and then this girl walks by, and she's really eyeing us. Like, she wanted to approach us and be like, hey, I got a question for you guys. And she smiled at Bethany and stuff, and here she finally, I was like, hey, how you doing? And she's like, hey, it's DJ Bethany and that other guy. So I'm the other guy. But yeah, it was really cool. When I was in Michigan, our show in the Big Voice, they were talking about, you know, All Requests Live. They were talking about the Big Voice sports show. Some of the things that we do as far as they tune in when we're doing the last Bear Moon Powwow and the homecoming celebration powwow. And I remember going to Tama, and people watch us from Tama on Winnebago Talks. We talk about everything.
Yeah.
You know, we tell jokes. We get serious, and we had the police department coming up here. We had enrollment, you know, that announcement about the child support. So it's a whole thing that Winnebago's talking about. So we want to give some more events. What else do we have? Go ahead.
So I have another one that's going to be coming up on the 18th, which is this Thursday. And so another family fun Christmas event we have, it's going to be the Roots of Home Christmas event. All families are welcome. In the spirit of kinship, we welcome everyone to join for a Christmas event. Let's honor the season by uplifting our families, our community, and the ties that bring us together. This is with the Winnebago Comprehensive Healthcare System, the Winnebago Public Health Department, Wajoki. And so they have that this Thursday, December 18th, 2 to 5 p.m. at the Rolling Thunder Gym. They have Santa will be in town, hot cocoa bar. I'm there.
Hey, I got, don't tell anybody, but I got an announcement for it. They said they're going to bring reindeers in.
Ooh.
Yeah, the kids just light up. An actual reindeer from the North Pole is coming.
That is exciting.
I was just like, no way. So they called in a favor to the big guy up there at the pole, you know, and he's going to send one of them. I hope it's not Randolph, but I hope it's Rudolph, you know.
Little Rudy.
Yeah, man. Hope he makes an appointment. Now, with that being said, we're going to get into Did You Know moment. All right. So this is my squirrel moment of Winnebago Talks. Did you know all reindeers are female with the horns? With the antlers?
I did not know that.
Is that true? Can we look that up? I
can look that up.
Yeah,
Rudolph was a little.
This is just a conversation. I had this in a conversation and I meant to look it up. So I'm gonna be this year's old when I find out if that is true. Are all
with antlers are female?
Yeah. Is that true? Does anybody know?
Here.
Like Blix, whatever those guys are. There's how many is there? 12 of them or 6 of them? 12 Randolph. Randolph. I gotta brush up on my holiday trivia here.
I do that all the time. I put all my words together. It says the statement all reindeers with antlers are female isn't entirely accurate, but it's true for Christmas time. Both male and female reindeer grow antlers, but males shed theirs in late fall after mating season, while females keep theirs all winter to protect food and themselves until their calves are born in the spring. meaning any antlered reindeer at Christmas is likely a female.
What? Are you kidding me? Are you? So that is crazy.
It says reindeer caribou are the only deer species where females consistently grow large antlers, using them to find food by clearing snow. That's how I'm visualizing that.
Wow. The more you know. See, that's more reason to tune into Winnebago Talks. The more you know, folks. Did not know that. Did not know that. Yeah. All right. Keeping going with the events. What else do we have?
Well, to follow up, they have that photo booth, tree ornament, craft station, food, and more. If you have any questions, you can contact Sharice Bass at 531-237-1895 or email sharice.bass@wchs.health.
Nice.
Shouts to Sharice.
Hey, and we're talking about Thursday here too. We have that hat and mitten drive. This is a core memory of mine. It's like when I was in 3rd grade. For some reason, somebody said, go down to the fire hall. And usually, I would just walk home. We lived up there by Little Priest, the tribal college. So it's about, 4 blocks away. And I decided to walk down there. A couple of my friends and everything. And we walk into the fire hall. And they have all these brown sacks. And you got a hat. And you got some mittens. And you got some candy and some peanuts. Just made my day. Because they send them off to break. Or send the school people off to break and stuff. When, again, I was in 3rd grade. And that was just amazing stuff. So that's going to take place again. It's a tradition that the Winnebago Volunteer Fire Department does. They're going to do it again this year. And that's going to be taking place right after school. I think school gets out early on Thursday at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. Don't quote me on that, but they're going to dismiss for the year. And they're going to take their break. As you know, 2026 is just a couple days away and everything too, as we're going to head into January. But they'll come back in January and resume school. But yeah, that was always a good time. It kind of signaled to me that Christmas, a lot of times it was a good time to get with family and get some gifts and, just be able to sleep in, like a lot of people just like to kind of sleep in and take their break and stuff too. That's going to be taking place Thursday. Do you have more information on that or no?
I don't.
Okay.
Not if I can find it though.
Yeah, we'll kind of get that information, and I believe the school will kind of distribute some of that, and maybe we'll get a text for that. But that's going to be also on Thursday. So after they get their hat and mittens, come on down to the Blackhawk Community Center gym, and that event's going to take place as well. So, wow. So we have tonight. Well, do we have anything on Wednesday? Get a little break on Wednesday and stuff, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of events happening.
17th. Oh, I do know. This is just my scroll moment. The apprentices are going to be presenting their final presentation tomorrow on Wednesday.
So for those folks that don't know what the apprentice is, go ahead and explain that program.
Yeah, so it's like a joint collaboration between Ho-Chunk Incorporated, their community and impact and engagement department, as well as the education department, Pathways to Student Success, the Winnebago Public School, tribal organizations such as the Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska, programs within the Winnebago Tribes organization. But we all host, site supervisors will host an apprentice where a high school student will be placed with a site supervisor for a semester, and they get to interact in the real world. They get that feel for how it really is to go to work and have that day to day, and they get to do projects. And our apprentices that come to the Big Voice, they've worked on baby bison beats, and so the apprentices get to earn a, how would you say that? Like they get to earn an incentive as well. As the harder they work, the better the incentive, and they get to recap all of that at the end of the semester, all that they worked on, all that they've learned. But what they do is they place them at a site of interest. So if they're interested in like media or teaching, whatever the case may be, they'll take a little test and they'll figure out which placement will be best for them. And so they'll spend their semester at a site with a site supervisor. And so with us here at the Big Voice, we've had MC Musso, that's Marlon Musso III, Morgan Redhorn Earth, DJ Grandson. We have Lil Zane Bassett. We also had Tylee Chilson, aka MC Ash, and then right now we've been hosting Cave Boss, Caven Harden.
Yeah, and he's doing a wonderful job. If you ever had an opportunity, just let him know what Baby Bison Beats is.
Yeah, so it is hosted by the apprentices, and so you get to take a trip with them down a road of their music interest. And so whether they have knowledge about the artist that they're featuring or if it's a genre of their preference, they'll just kind of give their insight on their music and share about their favorite artist or type of music that they like to listen to. And the really interesting, cool thing about Caven is he actually creates his own music.
Nice.
And so he's actually debuted a lot of his own music in Baby Bison Beats season 6. That's which season we're on right now. So
Baby Bison Beats, folks. And the reason for that is in our clan system, we have 12 clans. The Buffalo clan is known as kind of like the speakers for the tribe and everything too. So kind of we use that in our logo and for that reason, to the respect to the clan and everything too. I know that MCBKC Brian is from that clan. We have some other speakers that come up there from the clan, and so that logo, the name of the show, everything was developed by them. We were pretty hands off. We just kind of like, hey, here's the software, here's the template, you got to put in the music, you got to promote your show, you got to create your, so they're the producers, they're the DJs, they're the graphic designers for the show, and they're getting hands-on experiences and stuff. So it's our, third season?
No, they're in season 6.
Okay, season 6, because every semester we do it.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Each semester it progresses to a new season. And the other thing, too, is as Guaranteed mentioned, they created the logo. Then when Tylee came along, she kind of incorporated some script writing in there. So they even have their scripts that they put together, so they know what they're going to talk about and have their talking points and stuff like that. And so it kind of, it gets them out of maybe something that they're not really normally used to, and they get to hone in and practice their public speaking and things like that. So I know that they really enjoy it, and music is universal. They really love music, so it's kind of like a little getaway for them too.
Yeah. One of the things too is we want to show appreciation to our big voicers, those people that tune in, those people that share the content, that listen. We could do it for our enjoyment, but if there's nobody out there listening, what's the whole point? And we got to give kudos to Kevin, a lot of behind the scenes. Kevin is going out to Allen, Nebraska. He's checking, making sure our equipment's up to go. We have an actual antenna.
Yep.
The equipment back here, needs to be updated. Updates happen. We have a little transmitter down there at the big screen. So when they have movie nights and all that has to be maintained, has to be cared for, looked after. Some of the equipment has some wear and tear in it, especially our live stream because we're transporting it. But we just have to make sure we all go. I kind of want to paint a picture for you folks. If you guys would I'm going to take a couple minutes here. But these live streams, they're, number one, they're fun. We try to bring the high value production out of them. But there are times that we have some technical difficulties. And oh my gosh, do we have some technical difficulties. Seriously, man, we had to hit the eject button on one time. And it was our first stream. We were getting off to a rusty start, and everybody was getting off to a rusty start. I mean, from playing the national anthem in the PA system to the flag song to the starting lineup, and then us back there, man, you should have seen us. It was wild. I mean, you talk about crazy. We were like, what's happening? And then an air button got up, and it's not working. Get the other laptop in there, and we were unplugging, and it was just
octopus arms.
Yeah, man. And then it's good to go. Now, if you go back to that very first one, the very first stream of the basketball season, you will hear a blooper. All right. And so we have this board, right? This audio board, and it has like special effects on it and everything too. And you can make your voice high pitched. You can make your voice like sound like a monster, whatever it is. It's really cool. And we're learning it as we go along and stuff. Well, one of those buttons was engaged. So I go down there at KWTN 100.9 FM. We're here at the basketball game. Like to welcome in our commentators, Eugene and Quince. How you guys doing? And they get on there and they sound like a monster. They're like, so we're gonna have to cut that section up and play that blooper one of these times and stuff.
There's like all that madness going on. I missed that part.
Did you
I didn't
really?
even know that happened.
Oh my goodness! I went back and listened to it. Oh,
That's
man.
why I love that new board.
Yeah, it's fun, right? And one of the things too is our production team is starting to really elevate it, and I'm really pleased on how that's going. It's like we learned something new. I mean, before we used to put the cameras on, like, we're not there yet, guys. If we're how you say it, we're teachable.
Yes.
And if you want to help us, you know more. We learned from Matt May. Remember that? Mm-hmm. And he used to work for up there, one of those news channels for many, many years. So he brought his expertise to us and really developed. You need a camera, okay? You need the software, okay? And so we just start going and stuff. Now it's to the point where we're getting sponsorship to go to other schools, and that's what we want to progress to. Those that are sponsoring us, those that have the idea, like, hey, the big boys will come to our school to stream the game. And it puts a little change, our production crew, they get a little money, a little stipend and stuff, they're on the contracts, and we're always looking for contractors.
Yes.
So if you're thinking about having some fun with the crew, after that, we just have a good time, right? And if you're thinking about being a commentator or a camera operator or a producer, somebody that's on the ones and twos and doing graphics, or maybe somebody that wants to do some interviewing, whatever it may be, man, we would welcome that. The next step for us is to figure out like that white balance, make sure all our cameras are equal, the lighting. The other step that we want to focus on is like some packages, some B-roll packages that we can play. Maybe it's a little segment. Gayla can come on and she can do her thing and give updates during halftime and all this and that, instead of just putting a static shot. I think the youth deserve it, because they're trying hard to play ball. They're practicing, they're in there, all this and that. And so we're trying to bring that high value production.
Yes.
Because on the other side of the screen is our elders that can't go out. Maybe it's icy out, maybe it's really cold for them. We're trying to bring it to their living room. And also the seniors, those that want to go back and watch it, we have some high value coaches with expertise. And I always tell the crew, like, when you're saying stuff, be positive in a positive manner, but at the same time, I remember, like, oh man, I don't want to mess up because I'm gonna get cussed out. We try not to do that on our live stream. There might be moments and stuff where we're teaching, and it's understandable, but the coaches and stuff, man, they see stuff that I don't see. I didn't play at the second level. I played high school basketball and stuff, but I didn't play at that second level of college. I didn't get my coaching certificate, but I was doing play-by-play the other night. Eugene was out of town, and we went down to Omaha Nation, and I told the crew, I was like, our goal is 1,000 views. I checked it just a moment ago, and we are at 1.5 views. Not bad, huh? Not bad at all. So the Omaha Nation girls are really good. Keep an eye on them. The Winnebago boys, they're a young team. They got a new coach. That's David Winget. He's doing a good job. Of course, Jeff, with his expertise, he went down the state run. He knows what it takes to get down there. Won championship, so the coaching still staff there. I know who else is joining that coaching staff? I think Sean.
Yep, Sean Walker's on there as well, and then we also have Aspen LaPointe.
So 4 coaches, and just having that, that love for the game. The girls too are up and coming, man. They got the Blackbird sisters. They're doing a wonderful job, and a lot of contributing to those players. It was a pleasure to watch them.
Yes.
And I know that I'm so busy. I have Gavin. He had his last game against Winnebago last night, and just trying to make sure that I'm doing that. So I appreciate the production team for giving up a couple hours to bring that high value production to our elders, especially. Anyways, that was a lot, but go for it. DJ Bethany, what do you got?
Well, I was looking, we did have a comment come through, and Mr. Robert Pilot we have yet to kind of touch base with him, but he did comment and say, would love to have you on my radio show.
Oh, wow. This guy, Robert, is Ho Chunk.
Yes.
And we watch him as well. We need to connect.
Yeah.
He has a lot of information that he puts out, but he's right there. He's interviewing celebrities, you know, and I really watch the things that he puts out on his side of, they're from Minneapolis. So we have a lot of people on the reservation that tune in, and there's a lot of tribal members that are off reservation in the Minneapolis metro areas and stuff that tune into him. So good job, man. Appreciate the comment. Appreciate you listening, and we look forward to that.
Yes. Shout out to Native Roots Radio.
For sure. You know,
Pinagigi.
yeah, there you go. There's a word that I wanted to say, and it's a really cool word. The word is eclectic.
Eclectic.
Yeah, that sounds cool, man. But that's what we are. We're just not strictly rock. We're not strictly pop. We're not strictly rap. We're eclectic of music. It's pretty cool. Anyways, that's my word of the day.
He said over 1,000 Ho Chunks in Minnesota.
Wow.
I was like, to full circle the moment here with Will Perez. That's the beauty of Gala's series with Will Perez, is connecting us to our history, and maybe a lot of the youth out there are like younger ones, or even just like the older generation too, just maybe anybody out there that is unaware of these things that are a part of our history. That's what I really appreciate about it, is connecting us to that, and the more you know.
Yeah. We needed to reach out to them because they're on their cell phones, they're on TikTok.
Yes.
And that's kind of it's not a whole fix-all solution, but it starts the conversation.
Yes.
And it's right there in that medium range where they don't tune out. It's a short impact. And I don't want to say it's a teaser and stuff, you know, but it's a lot of information in a short amount of time, but it sparks that, wow, I did not know that, or really, we came from there. Out of those series, I believe she put out, 5 or 6?
6, yes.
Which one stood out to you?
When she was talking about the brothers, I think it was episode 2 or 3.
Yeah. Those she started out like where we came from.
Yep.
Where it was back in the 1600s, and she put out one on Friday, and it talked about the following, what do they call it, the matriarch and patriarch, and that kind of role of how it used to be a long time ago. And I'm looking forward to season 1. She's gonna put out 12 of them, and then she's gonna go to season 2. There's another 12. We got asked to help when we can.
Yes.
And Gayla, you're doing a wonderful job and presenting a lot of information. And the viewership that is really there is captivating, and they look forward to it. So she does it, Wednesday and Friday?
Yes. Yep. And so we have the creation story, the Sons of Earthmaker, Mound Builders, Before Borders, the Ho Chunk Territory, Pre-Contact, Ho Chunk Lifeways, and then the one that Guaranteed just mentioned, Ho Chunk Matrilineal. I don't want to talk about it.
It is I'm learning as long as we can learn and stuff. That's what the main thing is doing it. So our motto for this is educational, informational, entertainment. So that's why she puts those beautiful pictures. The logo design is wonderful. I mean, we just kind of sparked the idea, and she really ran with it, man. From the title of the seasons are called, did the research. It's a wonderful job, man. This is amazing stuff. They had some events coming up, and I believe they were going to we extended an invitation for them to come on, right? I believe there's going to be a sale or something that they're trying to...
Tribal Court?
No, it's the Sioux City Market, Indian Market, the first ever.
Oh, yes, the ladies. Okay, I got you.
Do you know anything about that? I think
I do.
Thought I seen it posted.
It's coming up on the 18th and 19th, if I remember correctly. Let me grab it real quick because I don't want to misinform. So we have the first annual Indigenous Market. So I'm going to pull that up for the viewers online, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah, it's getting down to it, man. We're going to talk about shopping and Christmas and all that stuff here momentarily, but we have one more weekend, and we have an event. If you folks are listening or in the area, what you got for them?
So we have this. The registration is now full as of the 12th, this past Friday. And so they have Ishjeki Hodak presenting the first annual Indigenous Market. This will be the 18th and 19th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. There will be art, crafts, jewelry, and much more at the Ho Chunk Center in Sioux City, Iowa. That's at 600 4th Street. And this will support Indigenous artists and small businesses this holiday season. For more information, you can email info@Ishjeki Hodak. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Nice.
Ishjeki.
All righty. And we'd like to welcome into the studio none other than the Physical Resources Director and known on the Big Voice Radio as MCBKC, Brian Chamberlain. How are you doing, man?
Good. How are you guys doing? Good morning. Good morning. A busy morning, and I have a few minutes, so I want to thank you guys for taking me in because there's some information that I wanted to reiterate from previous shows. Many months ago, we talked about the Winnebago Powwow Grounds is going to be undergoing a architectural grade mapping. And so as you remember, we may have spoken about that in depth outside of the radio station, but for those who are listening, a mapping project is essentially on its way and it is nearing its final, I guess, stages. And so I will be going out there in about 10 minutes to take another step forward. But what we are essentially working toward is creating an architectural grade map so that when the Winnebago Tribal Council, the Powwow Committee, the Veterans Association, or interested parties have plans for how to recreate, to enhance, to add to, build on, tear down, move, whatever, in a construction or renovation type way with the Powwow Grounds, they're going to have actual architectural grade specs with which to create a plan from. And so that is something that I'm very excited about announcing once more. And then to that point, we are still also going to be moving toward what we're calling the legacy campsite staking, so that the land rush that we typically experience on the Monday before the powwow week does not have to occur. And so that mapping will be coming as a part of this architectural grade mapping, to use the word again and again and again, to where families, if you have legacy campsites, meaning we've always been there, that type of vibe, we're going to be able to populate that map quite soon, and it will be, of course, extremely public so everyone can see, and then you won't have to rush out there on Monday morning. Of course, there will always be sites available for visitors, always sites available, for people that are coming that are always year to year. So don't think that, well, there's no place for them. There will be places for them. And then the RV spaces are always first come, first serve. That will be part of the map, but those aren't spoken for until they're paid for. But the overall efforts with the Powwow Grounds continue to move forward.
Nice. Great update. Yeah.
yes.
And it's a lot of people are already starting to plan for our annual celebration.
Absolutely.
Last full weekend in July.
Yes, and that is coming up. And do you remember the year right offhand? What are we at now? 169?
No.
I think we are 160 now, right?
Yep,
159.
Yeah,
gosh.
this last year, 2025, was 159.
Okay.
The Powwow poster's right behind you.
Okay, is it? Okay, no wonder why. I'm sorry. I'm forgetting the year. But anyway, what we're also going to throw into this as well, the planning stages are still very much planning stages. I want to make that absolutely clear. But if we are able to coordinate a 50-year celebration for the Powwow Grounds, remember that 50 years ago in 1976, the Winnebago tribe received a $300,000 grant through the efforts of the tribal organization to basically create the Powwow Grounds that we see today, meaning how the bleachers were constructed, their concrete base, all this other kind of stuff, the arena, the overall grounds, the food shacks, all that kind of stuff. That was created at that time using those monies. And we powwowed out there for many, many, decades. That didn't start in 76. Of course, people are like, no, it's not, whatever. But we will be trying to coordinate a 50-year celebration of the grounds itself. This is not the powwow celebration that we do annually every year. Don't get it, confused and twisted. But if we're able to coordinate everything that's possible, we'll be able to have a celebration of the grounds being 50 years in its current status. 50 years.
I used to powwow pretty hard back in my young adult years, and I am very biased, because Winnebago was always my favorite powwow, but the ground area, you talk about camping, the canopy that the trees provide from the sun, and just the grounds. There was a couple of years there, it got real lumpy. It rained. I remember a couple dancers. They end up twisting their ankles. They identified that. The facilities crew, they went in there with like a leveler. They make sure that the sprinklers are on and all this and that and stuff. You know, it really improved, and it improves every year. It really improves. I remember a couple of years there was electrical problems.
Sure.
Right before the powwow was supposed to happen, a semi that was delivering ice pulled a cord, you know, and it was just like, oh man.
Day of?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh
And
my
then
gosh, yes.
When the snow cones machines would go, the whole powwow would go dark, and
Yes.
I'm like, what, you know?
Yes, but ice is necessary. Powwow without a snow cone is blasphemy. Yes, sacrilege. That's like saying no Indian burger with cheese. It's like, ay, ay, ay. Just count me out. No, just kidding.
So we come a long ways, but as you announced, improvements
Yes.
are coming.
Yes, and to that point, when the planning processes do come forward, those will be extremely public. I want to make that very clear. What we're doing right now is trying to create the architectural grade data so that any plan that comes forward, whether it's from the council, whether it's from the department, whether it's from the veterans, from the committee, whoever, then they're going to have that basis with which to build upon.
Definitely. That is wonderful. And you have a history. The live streaming of Winnebago Powwow hit what number this year? You did a story on it. I
Yes,
remember
it
that.
was like 70.
Yeah, you outdid last
It
year.
was like
'cause-
79.
Yeah, because
79,000. Could you
pull up my
imagine?
note.
Yeah.
That's like a sellout stadium crowd that was tuning into.
And that's just online. You know,
That's
and
crazy.
it's not like there's no, you know, that is a massive number. When you talk
Yes,
about that
online.
in combination with those who attended live, this is a huge, huge, huge event. And so to that point, of course, it's, you know, the oldest homecoming celebration in North America. And I'm already starting that fight. You know, so, no, it's not. It's like, yes, it is. Oldest homecoming celebration, celebrating the return of Chief Little Priest and the company A Scouts. So
a lot of tradition in Winnebago. Speaking of tradition, we have a announcement of the Neola Walker Holiday Lighting Contest.
oh yeah.
The judging is going to be taking place. Sign-ups are stopped, or are they still continuing?
Nope, signups are done as of this past Friday, the 12th. And so we do have judging taking place this upcoming Monday, the 22nd.
All righty. So good luck to all the contestants that are going to be doing that. You and Tyler, the office circulation manager, did some fundraising efforts, and
Yeah.
appreciate all the sponsors that are doing that. And we appreciate all the homeowners who are going to do that on behalf of Neola Walker and her thought and feeling to bring some cheer to a lot of the kids, the youth at that time. And we always made mention that we'd get in the car and cruise around with the grandparents and look at the lights. That was a core memory of mine anyway. So parents, if you're listening out there, grandparents, don't be afraid to do that this year. And one of the nights to do it might be Monday night, because everything will be on full display.
That's right. Yes. And of course, the Neola Old Lady Walker lighting contest, sponsored originally by, you know, Neola herself.
Yep.
Absolutely, because she liked seeing that point exactly guaranteed. The joy in the faces and the eyes of the kids as they saw all the decorations in and around town. The buildings themselves, there wasn't a tribal building competition this year, simply because it was a little behind the ball.
Oh, yeah.
But you'll see still a few of them, because shouldn't stop you from decorating, and that's going to continue to move forward with the department as well. But yeah, and I believe you guys also are doing a kind of first through how many places this year?
First through 8th place.
Okay, and all the cash prizes? Yes.
Yeah.
And remember, don't forget about me. No, just kidding. Yes, you can share with me if you want. But all the rules, of course, are on the Facebook page for the
Yep.
Winnebago Indian News. And so good luck to all the entrants. And I'm getting my notice. I have to head out. So
All right. Well, thank you for joining us here
Yeah.
with your update, and we invite you back. I know that you really host the Answer Is segment, but
unfortunately, not today.
right. We'll get to it and stuff, but we
So I get
appreciate
to
you.
hold my crown.
Yeah, that's right. She did win. I think you got me good that one. I don't think I got one right, but nonetheless.
There's some good stuff out there this week, too. And I was like, ugh. So anyway, but work duty calls.
All right.
See you guys.
See ya.
Yeah.
Okay, I have announcement about the live streaming of the Winnebago Tribal Council
Yep.
meeting, meeting minutes. There was a motion that was made, and as we go along here, there was the rise of AI. When I started in 2018, one of the things they wanted to do is bring live streaming of the tribal council meetings because not everybody could get to a meeting, and then also it helped with transparency, right? AI comes along, and I'm watching these videos, and there's a celebrity on this video, and he's saying stuff, and I'm like, that's uncharacteristic of a celebrity saying these things. He would never say that. And I come to find out that it was AI generated. Artificial intelligence was what I'm talking about. And what they could do is if you have a certain amount of minutes, let's say, for example, not this tribal council here, but a president, he was the one that I seen. And he says something, maybe calls up and, hey, this is DJ Bethani, this is Donald Trump. I need you to wire me some money. You know, this is my voice. This is who I am. You can even see me on the screen. Can you please get that together? And all of a sudden, we fall into this. So the tribal council heard about these stories and these pirates. They're calling them cyber attacks, and pirates are getting smart, everything. They're trying to always, every day, they're trying to get into these systems so that they can hold them for ransomware. Thousands, if not millions of dollars have to be paid to these pirates. And so we want to make sure that we protect our assets. So the tribal council was presented some of this information. They gave me the task to get this communication out. So that's what I'm trying to do now, is that one, when we address like, well, what about transparency? The meetings are still open they're open public meetings. So they have to post it, they have to do their thing. And we'll come down there, they're open. So tribal members are always welcome to sit in any tribal council meeting. The second thing is that the minutes from those tribal council are always going to be posted in our very own newspaper, the Winnebago in the News. It's a bi-weekly publication. We work with Secretary Teresa Littlegeorge to make sure and ensure every minute, every motion, everything is passed, and it's in the Winnebago in the News. So the minutes are public available for your readership. And then the third thing is that we have what they call virtual meeting options. So when I go along, you remember the pandemic here. The pandemic brought upon the rise of Zoom and Teams and Skype and all this and that and stuff. I think Skype has since shut down, but there's these other online platforms. So they call it a hybrid meeting. And what they call in a hybrid meeting is that it's half in person, and then there's people that are joining us from Zoom or off-site. That happens. We kind of bring in like people from DC, or maybe we were doing business partners or architects that are from far away, whatever it may be and stuff, but they can get into a tribal council meeting. Tribal members are allowed to be and sit in and get that virtual meeting if they choose so. All you have to do is email Teresa Littlegeorge at WinnebagoTribe.com. It's Teresa.Littlegeorge at WinnebagoTribe.com. If you Google search or anything like that, Winnebago Tribal Council, you'll see their emails, their phone numbers. You can email them directly. So far as like a transparency or they're trying to hide something like that, they're still open. And coming from the council, they said back in the days, when I would start, there would be a lot of people. There would be about 60 people sitting in the audience. Now, there's a lot that are tuned in on the virtual. We can see the screen and everything. You just type in your name, identify yourself, and things like that. But there's maybe 1 or 2 people sitting in the chambers. They would appreciate the feedback from tribal members so you know what's going on. So they made a motion to that mid-monthly meeting was at 9 a.m. But before, back in 2018, it was at 5 p.m. So it was at 5 p.m. for many, many years. And then they changed it to 9 a.m. because we had online, we had virtual, whatever it may be. Now, they made a motion to start in January 2026 at 5 p.m. That mid-monthly will go back to that time slot at 5 p.m. in the evening. So tribal members at work, you can come down after work and kind of know what's going on with the Winnebago tribe. It's an exciting time for the Winnebago tribe. A lot of big projects are coming up. They just self-governed the PD. You know, the hospital was self-governed for a while. We assumed operations, and they're looking to develop a justice center, command center, and that's going to be in development. The Boys and Girls Club building is going up. The new fire hall. There's human services, the family building out north and stuff. So again, just a lot of good projects coming on. So as we go through the transition here, just wanted to make that public service announcement that tribal council meetings won't be live streamed on YouTube anymore because of the potential threat of AI getting a hold of like maybe somebody's voice and trying to duplicate it and impersonate that individual for bad reasons, financial reasons or ransom, whatever it may be. So that's where it is. I know that there's kind of monitoring some of the comments and some of the feedback, and they're like, well, they still can get it as much as possible, but we don't want to make it easier for them.
Yeah.
You know, eventually the Winnebago school got hit with ransomware. We hear of it, some of our assets, like casinos around the area. I know that the big one was at Caesars or MGM. They got ransomware and they had to pay a fee to unlock their emails, and it's just, we're just trying to protect ourselves, you know. So nothing to hide from the tribal council. Transparency is still there. Virtual meetings still there, and those meetings are open if you want to sit in. And we'll always post the agenda so that everybody knows on our social media. There's also the calendar that is posted on the website, so you can see what meetings are upcoming for the whole month. And that's all I got to say.
It's good though, good and informative. Whoa. I minimized the screen and it started glitching out. And we're good, but it just was visually like, whoa.
Oh, so repeat it?
No.
We're still
Like, no. You're good.
we're still online. Okay.
Yeah.
All righty. So the first annual Winnebago Senior Tree. Sounds like you got an update on that one?
Oh, I know that all the tags were claimed.
Yes.
And so
Good job,
I do
Winnebago.
know that so for the senior angel tree, all the tags were claimed. So good work there. And you know, taking care of the elders and the seniors is a high priority that should be treated as such. And from what I was told, because I didn't get to see it with my own eyes, but I seen that, or I was told that a lot of them were just kind of asking for simple like necessities like toiletries and, you know, little items here and there, and so they weren't asking for much. And so, you know, just making sure that their needs are met too. So shout out to the tribal court for taking on that initiative and making sure that they have some for the holidays as well.
'Tis the season.
Yes.
That's what they make mention and stuff. And then I know that invited the Kikija Day program to come up, and as we get through here, you know, even I find myself, you know, missing the relatives that I have journeyed on to the spirit world and stuff, and they call it holiday blues. You have the stress of making sure your family is taken care of, and it's a tough one. I'm not a counselor, guidance counselor, or anything like that, but in my experience and stuff, man, just take care of yourself, number one, and then take care of your relatives and stuff, number two, is because there's just a lot of things that around this time we're kind of stuck in that. Kunu Dave had a thought and feeling to bring some music that we want to play on the air, and there's a gentleman, his name is Randall Paskaman.
Yep.
Well-known singer. He has some music, and we want to get that interview on the air, and I think that it would be awesome if we can sit down with him and just kind of pick his brain and let us know about the history of this music. I listened to some of that. You played it.
Yeah.
What was it called? Red Christmas?
Red Christmas, and then we're going to be adding on some season's greetings, I believe is what it was called.
Cool. So,
But holiday themed.
yeah, stay tuned for that. And Kunu Dave, you know, he called me, and he used to put down, they used to have round dances out at Winnebago, and a lot of well-known singers that would come. This headlining singers would be here in Winnebago. I remember we had an opportunity to stream that one from YCIC that was down at the Winnebago Public School. Harvey Drever from Whitefish Junior Singers, prominent song composer, beautiful lead singer for Whitefish Juniors, champion drum group. He came down, he shared the story and the history of the round dance and how it was like they were losing a lot of young relatives to suicide. So I find myself yearning for a round dance, and I know there's some upcoming in the Minneapolis area, there's some upcoming in around the area. Then we count down as we head in here. We're about a week and a half to New Year's. There's a lot of powwow celebrations that's going to take place, and we had an announcement that we're going to host a powwow down here in Winnebago, Nebraska. Do you have that information?
I do. And I will bring that up here. So we have the New Year's Eve sobriety celebration. So let me display for you all out there. But we have this taking place New Year's Eve sobriety powwow and celebration. Join the community as we welcome the new year in a safe, sober, and cultural way with singing, dancing, special contests, and community celebration. Wednesday, December 31st, here in Winnebago, Nebraska at the Whirling Thunder Wellness Center. Of course, a drug and alcohol-free event for all ages. Bring your family, your good energy, and help us ring in the new year together. If you need more information, you can reach out to Felicia Masquat at felicia.masquat@wchs.health.
Nice. So Greg Bass Jr., is that none other than Coach Q?
Coach Q.
It's going to be your head band dancer, so come down and support that. Agnes Warner is going to be your head lady and dancer. Radio director Lloyd Hamilton. Master of ceremony is going to be Matt Cleveland Jr. Invited drum, New Breed. And host drum is going to be Halushka, providing the soundtrack as we count down to 2026. My goodness.
I know. I was like, where did the year go?
Dang.
Starting off with that dance registration, they'll have that beginning at 6 p.m., closing at 7:59, grand entry to follow at 8 p.m. They will have an evening meal, and then as again, that dance registration will open. I also wanted to mention those contests. So I seen men and women woodland, two-step,
Okay.
trick song, men's special, women's special, and a fancy feather special.
What? Right on, man. That's the place to be, right here in
Yes.
Winnebago. Our relatives in Santee, Nebraska is hosting a multiple day celebration. And I know that our good friend up there, he messaged us, and we should promote that. If you have an opportunity, check that out.
okay.
So we have a lot of people that tune in from Santee, Nebraska area, and they probably all know about it. But we have relatives from the Omaha Nation, Winnebago, and we broadcast pretty good up there in Sioux City, Iowa. And so a lot of relatives that from the nations in Sioux City, Iowa, they head out to Santee or come down to Winnebago. There's other celebrations. I think Kashino, Wisconsin is having one, and just a good time. So if you like some good music, some good dancing, come on down. And the main thing is that New Year's Eve, it kind of has a tradition in America to really, take part in adult beverages. Well, these are sobriety celebrations, meaning that let's ring in the new year. If you want to start off, and maybe there's some relatives of ours that are having a problem with their sobriety, be around these celebrations because it will help you in that healing journey and that recovery journey and stuff too. But yeah, Santee, Nebraska, if you have their information.
I'm trying to find it.
I know that anyways, we'll continue on and stuff. As we count down here, we got Christmas coming around the corner. There's another announcement I wanted to make too, is that there was an incident at the Winnebago Public School. You can go to their Facebook page, and they discuss that. I know that you're going to be writing a story as Winnebago in the news. The Winnebago Tribal Council is going to be helping distribute some of that information so that, and then also the administration of the Winnebago Public School is going to be coming up here, letting us know of some updates and some communications. There was probably a lot of upset parents, and it was a scare. It raises safety concerns on how to access the building of the Winnebago Public School. So we're going to get that information out. We're going to collaborate with the school to make sure that communication goes out. And I think from, I was talking to Chairman Brown, and he made mention to all entities in Winnebago, whether it be an outside entity. We host from Dollar General to HCI, the Winnebago Comprehensive Healthcare System, Little Priest Tribal College, Winnebago Public Schools. Some of these entities, Winnebago Village is a separate entity they're not under the umbrella of the tribe, the tribal government, So from top to bottom, we just need to make sure that when it comes working with our youth, especially, that we try to protect them as much as possible, and that those safety concerns are addressed.
Mm-hmm.
Find it?
I did not.
No?
I remember seeing something about it, but I cannot find anything.
Okay. What else are we going to talk about here?
Well, you did touch on the senior angel tree, and I want to circle back on that, as I seen that the ladies down at the tribal court are going to be having a bake sale this Friday. And so this is going to be a fundraising bake sale for the senior angel tree. So one last bake sale of the year for fundraising towards the senior angel tree. Friday, that's why I was saying that earlier. I kept saying it. December 19th at 9 a.m. at the Winnebago Tribal Court, far south door, raising funds for the senior angel tree.
I got you. Okay, so if you type in Isanti, Isanti, Amaka Teka Wachipi.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You got it?
No, I don't.
It's Sydney Tuttle in the crew, man. Does a wonderful job. So Sid Tuttle, good relative, good friend of ours too, is the chair of that powwow celebration, and they have a Facebook page.
I see it. I got you. Okay, I'm gonna pull that up here, and we have. So is this all in regards for it? This is all for it? Like,
check the date on that. Is that 2004 or is this the right one?
no, that was. Oh, yep, that was the right one.
Okay.
Right here.
I can't see it, so go for it. If
Okay,
you have
we
it.
got the save the date, December 31st through January 1st and 2nd. This is going to be at the Isanti School Gym in Niobrara, Nebraska. And we also have here all drums welcome, all dancers welcome, all veterans welcome, everyone's welcome. For more information, you can reach out to Sydney Tuttle Sr. at 402-209-6072. They do have a tentative agenda, but a community prayer from 5 to 9 p.m. on December 30th. Powwow time will begin on the 31st, January 1st, and the 2nd. Omeka Teka Wachipi.
I didn't know I butchered that.
Wachipi?
Yeah,
Wachipi?
I always listen to the AAPAs and the MCs, and they do a wonderful job just rolling it out. And so I apologize for that. We're learning, But nonetheless, the powwow celebration, you have an opportunity to make sure you check it out now. Okay. I think I got all my announcements on my side. The one was about the live streaming for the tribal council. So I wanted to make sure we get that on out. We'll recap it, and then Gayla does a wonderful job of getting these reels, these clips and stuff with the highlighted information. So information posted about that will be forthcoming. We are on the section. Are we going to go rant of the day? Are we going to go joke of the day? And then we'll follow it up with the good relative of the day.
Yeah.
All right. So, you ready for?
You first.
Okay. I am going to go with the rant of the day. I apologize to all the coffee drinkers. I want you guys to tune off, turn this off right now, because it's coming in hot, man. It is literally coming in hot, okay?
Did the views drop to 0?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Sorry, guys. But I mean, come on, man. And I'm not necessarily mad at the coffee drinkers, I'm just, my rant is like these coffee shops that make you have to go out of your way, sit in line for 20 minutes to pour some water and grind up some beans, and that's it. That's all you guys got to do, man. Are you guys picking apart the coffee beans in there, or what is going on?
They're growing them from scratch.
Yeah, like what is going on in there, man? And so I love the word. What do they call it? The coffee maker. What is it? Barista?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that word. That's kind of cool. But
Barista.
then you get up and be like, hey, Can I get a hot chocolate? And then they pull out some words that I have no clue. Like, you want a venti, you want a grande. Yeah. Hey, I just want a cup.
I just want the really big one.
Yeah, like, I don't know. What does that mean? Like, oh, it's 36 fluid ounces and stuff. I gotta
do math.
Yeah. I mean, like, come on, man. I gotta get out my what do they call it? What was that one that helped you teach Spanish and teach like if you wanted to learn a different language?
Like a translator? Or?
Yeah, I gotta get out my translator now. Come on, Anyway, so you finally get it now, and you know when you get up to the line, it was crazy and stuff because the girl, she hands out me something, and it's one of those card readers, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I put my thing in there, and then here she turns around, and I thought the transaction's done. I'm on 21 minutes now. Think the transaction's done, and she said, hey, I gotta ask you something. And I turn and I say, go ahead. But she's holding that thing, and it says the dreaded, do you want to leave a tip or not?
No. Yeah.
I'm like, no, I didn't get my I don't know how it is. The freshly grown beans that you just got in here, and it took you forever to do that, and you're expecting a tip. I apologize, man. I apologize. It's just my rant of the day. Sorry, guys. Sorry. But that's my rant. I'm on a full. I'm not a coffee drinker, as you know. Are you?
No, my brother and my mom, they all are, and they always try to like convert me because anybody that knows me, I got a Red Bull in my hand somewhere.
Now, imagine that. If Red Bull, the only place you can get it. The only place you can get it, you had to go through what I went through, 20 minutes in the line, learn the language, and you want your Red Bull, you gotta give us a tip. Like would it deter you, or would it like
anything for Red Bull?
Sponsorship. Oh my goodness, man. Anyways,
through fire and through waters. No, but mine's gonna kind of be in that same vein of when you're in line waiting to order.
Yeah.
But you ever like get to the little order? What is it called? The little voice box thingy.
Oh yeah.
So you're getting ready to order, and they're like, "Can I take your order?" And then you start saying what you're trying to order, and then your total, they don't even like, are you gonna get, or does that complete your order? Or they're just trying to hurry up and get you out of there. And it's like you got a whole car full of like 5 kids in the back shooting out their orders, and you're getting rushed. And yeah, it's just not a fun time.
I feel you, man. We got to figure this out. Drive-through is not going anywhere anytime soon.
No.
But there was one, I'm not going to say what restaurant or food establishment it was, but it was like a automated person. Like, are you going to use your app today? No, I don't. That's why I'm here. Like and then they're like, what did you say? And the person that, I don't know what they call it, the AI voice or whatever and stuff. Here's our rant about the AI, huh?
I know.
So nonetheless, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole, but yeah, I feel your pain. I feel you.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. It's crazy.
But it's just like, didn't even get to finish like my order. I didn't get to blurt out my drink. It's like, all right, your total.
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
Wait,
no drinks for me.
Right. And then they get mad, and then you pull off, driving down, and you craving. I always order from one establishment, apple turnover, and they always forget it. 9 times out of 10, it's always forgotten because they put it in its own sack. They give me the main sack, and then the apple turnovers in a little sack, and it's always forgotten every time. And I crave it, and I was just like, oh man, do I want to really turn around? And then the lines roll long, and then you have to get out, all this and that and stuff. So let's get it together, guys. Drive through, get it together. Let's do it. Joke of the day.
I got a few of them. I got you.
Okay, I got one. I'm gonna give it. Let's go back and forth here. You ready?
Cool.
Okay. What do you call a door that is really cute? Just a real cute door. Adorable.
I love it.
Go for it.
Garrick's 5 points on the board. Let's see here. Mine was, what do you call a greedy elf?
A greedy elf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elfish.
Oh.
And said, why did Frosty's girlfriend break up with him?
Oh, Frosty has some issues that we need to talk about. Come on,
Frosty's
Frosty.
old lady left because he was a total flake.
Oh man, sorry to all the snowman nation.
Last one. All the parents across the world will feel this one. Said, what is every parent's favorite Christmas carol?
Every parent's favorite Christmas carol is Jingle Bells, hands down.
Silent Night.
Oh. Last one for that I got, and then it was pretty cool. When Garrick's told me this one, it was crazy. But he says, what do you go down to pasture and all this and that, and you see a cow twitching out in the pasture and stuff like that. So what do you call a twitching cow? He goes, beef jerky. Because you get it, anyway, sorry.
I need your joke, but
Yeah. And then he was just firing them and stuff, so we went up to Minnesota this past weekend to Morton, and we played in a dart tournament, and on the way back, they got to swim and everything. So it was a good family outing. But on the way back, I was like, hey, Garrick, you got any more jokes for me for Winnebago
he's
Talks?
writing them down.
and he's firing them left and right and stuff. And I was like, they had me rolling. But the one that I really remember is that adorable one.
That one is a good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
Crazy.
That. Put that in my back pocket.
We are at the section of the Good Relative of the Day and presented by Big Voice Radio. Who is your good relative of the day that you want to give a shout out to? DJ Bethani.
I think my good relative is going to be... I'm going to give a shout out to the crew over there at Winnebago Public School, Mike Stout and his helpers. They are always willing to help us. Like, they ended up giving, what Kevin told me is that they gave us one of their carts so we can easily haul our equipment back and forth. And they're just always accommodating. They help us with getting in the building, making sure that we have what we need, and just always really showing great hospitality to us and helping us with the elevator, all that stuff. So he just goes above and beyond, and he don't even have to,
Yeah.
but he does, and he always just chop it up with us and stuff. So I want to give my good relative shout out to Mike Stout.
Nice. That is awesome. That is a great good relative shout out and stuff. They're working hard and really appreciate that facility is a top-notch facility. The school, our children are learning there, the education that goes through there. And I have twins that are the class of 2026. So they are about 4 and 5 months away from walking across the stage, and I'm going to be bawling my eyes out. It's crazy. It is crazy, man. Can you believe it?
No,
I can't believe it either. And then shout out to my other son, completed a semester at college. And proud of him. He carries my name, Garan Onipa Coons Jr., and MC Ebbs calls him the Resi commentator because he was commentating down in Bancroft, and he's like, hey, listen to the Resi commentators. I tuned in, and then here I was like, hey.
it was funny.
Yeah. So they kind of got an inside joke and stuff. But yeah, man, that's really cool. That education, I think everybody's probably pretty much finished with their finals. We always encourage to study hard. My good relative is the people that walked across the stage here in December. We have some Winnebago tribal members, and I would like to, send an invitation for them to put that into the Winnebago in the News so that it's published. Some of them got their bachelor's degree, some of them got their associate's degree, some of them got their master's. And that is something that I'm always going to encourage, is that once you have your education, my car can get stolen, my laptop can get broke, all this and that, but you have your education, and that is for you. That is for a lifetime. And those that have the thought and feeling to come back here to the Winnebago tribe, or whatever tribe it may be, to apply what you learned, that education, and use it for a good cause. Those are good relatives, man. So I want to send a shout out to everybody, because my brother Blue got his master's last May. And now I seen some pictures where a lot of Winnebago tribal members and stuff, they went across the stage, and a proud moment indeed. I still remember to this day when I walked across the stage at Wayne State College to grab my degree, and man, everybody that was there and stuff, a huge accomplishment. I told my son, when you complete a semester, every class that you take, the percentage goes up. And to pat yourself on the back, go do something for yourself to show that you accomplished that. Because I remember doing that, and somebody told me this, and this is advice that it's not my idea. It's just, I'm passing it along. Go buy yourself a gift, or take yourself out to eat, or, do something for yourself that you accomplish that, because that's what it's about, And I remember I bought myself, I want to say, a nice sweater my first semester, and I wore it proudly and everything too. And then as we go down, I remember I bought myself a hand drum one semester. So I still remember these gifts, and just the accomplishment that goes with it. So if you see it sitting there, that you remember, like, hey, that's when and people still need their motivation.
Yes.
Because they might be like, I'm just going to give up, or it's not for me, and all this and that. But if you look at that gift that you bought yourself, you remember that feeling, that sense of accomplishment. So that's just my advice. Nonetheless, anything else? Last thoughts as we get off the air here.
When you were giving your good relative, it gave me, it reminded me of, so last Friday when Wayne State had their graduation, I want to give a little shout out recognition to my cousin. Her name is Felicia Toga. She's my Auntie Mamie's daughter, middle daughter, Felicia Brownrake, but she's married now. Felicia Toga, she is the first girl in our family to get her master's.
Wow, nice job.
So
Congratulations.
I was, very proud of her, and wanted to give her an extra shout out. Love you, Fee.
Definitely. You guys have a good rest of your day. We are going to go off the air for Winnebago Talks. Stand by for some good programming, and stay tuned to the Big Voice Radio 100.9 FM.